Many parents believe young children feel loved through toys, beautiful clothes, or the things we buy for them. And honestly, that is not wrong. Every parent wants to give their child the very best. But for a baby, love is often understood in a very different way. There are tiny moments that adults barely notice. But for young children, those are often the moments when they feel someone is really here with me. A parent looking back when they call, a voice becoming softer when they begin feeling overwhelmed, or simply the way someone gently rubs their back before bedtime. And what's surprising is this: young children do not remember love the way adults do. Before children can fully understand the words, I am loved, their bodies have already started learning what safety feels like through everyday experiences. And sometimes, those very small moments become the things children carry with them the longest. Especially the final thing in this video, which many parents do every single day, without realizing how deeply it shapes a child's sense of safety. A mother is holding her baby, but her eyes are still on her phone. A father answers automatically, yeah, that's right, while his mind is still thinking about work. Adults may still be physically beside children, but emotionally, their attention is somewhere else. And this is something many parents do not realize. Young children are incredibly sensitive to emotional presence. Children do not only feel your physical body, they feel your attention, your connection, and whether you are truly here with them. In the famous still face experiment, when a caregiver suddenly stops emotionally responding, children begin showing stress almost immediately. At first, babies try smiling, try babbling, try pulling the connection back. But after a short while, some babies begin crying. Some turn their face away. Some become almost completely silent. Because for young children, even a brief loss of emotional connection can make them feel unsafe. I once saw a baby sitting in a stroller at a restaurant. The child kept pointing at a yellow light hanging above them, but the adults were eating while scrolling through their phones. After a while, the baby slowly turned away and quietly began playing with the seatbelt strap instead. The child did not cry, but they also stopped trying to connect. That moment seemed so small. But sometimes, what children need most is not for you to do more, but simply this: to truly be here. And from that feeling of emotional presence, children begin forming deep connections with the small things repeated every day. A bedtime song, a simple good night, repeated every evening. Or the way a mother always strokes her child's hair before turning off the lights. Adults often think those things are tiny, but for young children, those repeated moments create a deep sense of familiarity, and children often feel safer when they know what is about to happen next. That is why many babies develop very specific little routines. Some only fall asleep while hearing one particular song. Some need to hold a familiar blanket. Some run to the door every night waiting for their father to come home from work. I once saw a little girl who brought the same small book to her mother every night before bedtime. She never fully listened to the whole story. Some nights, she even fell asleep halfway through. But every single night, she still carried that book over. Because what children need is not only the story itself, but the familiar feeling that everything still feels the same as yesterday. I am safe. Years from now, children may forget the exact words you once said, but their bodies will still remember the peaceful feeling of familiar routines. And sometimes, that sense of safety begins with something even smaller: the way adults touch them. Some adults pick children up very quickly, touch them suddenly, or pull them somewhere without warning. And many adults never realize young children are extremely sensitive to unexpected touch. That is why some babies startle intensely when touched suddenly, or instantly tense up when a stranger picks them up. But sometimes, just one very small change can make children feel dramatically safer. For example, I'm going to pick you up now, okay? Before actually touching them. Or a hand slowly rubbing their back before sleep. When children are gently prepared through a calm voice and slow touch, their bodies usually relax much more easily. That is why many babies, after being held, begin relaxing their shoulders and slowly unclench their tiny hands. I once saw a baby crying intensely at a medical clinic. Every time a nurse touched them, the child jerked and cried even harder. But the mother was different. As she reached toward her baby, she softly whispered, "Mommy's here. Let me hold you." The baby still cried, but their body no longer felt as tense as before. Because for young children, the feeling of safety sometimes begins with the way someone touches them. Maybe one day, children will forget many of the things you did for them. Forget the toys they once loved. Forget the clothes they once wore. Forget even many ordinary days. But their bodies will remember how they felt beside certain people. A hug when they were afraid. A calm voice during moments of panic. A peaceful moment before bedtime. I once saw a baby almost asleep on their father's shoulder. The father simply sat quietly on the balcony. No phone. No talking. Just gently patting the baby's back in a slow rhythm. The sounds of traffic slowly faded into the distance. The wind moved softly through the trees. And the little hand clutching the father's shirt slowly relaxed before the child drifted to sleep. That moment seemed almost ordinary, but sometimes that is the very first shape of love inside a child. And maybe this is the part many parents need to pause and feel for a moment. Because in the adult world, love is often measured by what we try to provide. A better toy, a better room, a better opportunity. A childhood where our child does not have to lack the things we once lacked. And that effort matters. It truly does. But inside a baby's world, love can look much quieter than that. It can look like a hand reaching back when they reach for you. It can sound like a voice that does not rush them. It can feel like a room where nothing else needs to be added, because your calm presence is already enough. When a child is almost asleep, and your hand keeps moving gently on their back, the message is never spoken out loud, but the body understands it. You are safe now. You do not have to hold everything alone. I am here. Years from now, your child may not remember the balcony, or the yellow light, or the exact bedtime song, but their body will still remember something from those moments. That love does not always arrive loudly. It does not always need to entertain, fix, or explain everything. Sometimes, the first love a child understands is simply the feeling of being near an adult who is slow enough, gentle enough, and present enough to make the world feel safe. So tonight, before rushing through one more routine, notice one small moment, the way your child looks for your face, the way their fingers soften when they feel your hand, the way their body settles when your voice becomes calm. That may become one of the moments your child carries longer than anything you bought today. If this video helped you notice the small moments differently, please subscribe to the channel, because in the next videos, we will continue exploring the quiet, emotional world children cannot yet explain in words.